Leonardo's always in control. Two, the wise guy is Michaelangelo. Donatello is the brains of the bunch. Count on Raphael to get the first punch. Oh, hey, what's up, people? It's your guy, Raphael. Welcome to the next video coming from the chump that calls himself Sterling. He calls this channel Sterling on Sinemas. And he claims it's Sinemas with an S. So, I speak in the words of Mr. Sterling still here. He says, don't you forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the section below. And most importantly, watch it from beginning to end, from 0 seconds to the last. And if you don't like it, then stick a shuriken down your throat. And the same thing goes if you're on Instagram. Don't forget to follow him, like him, comment down the section below if you have something good to say. And if you don't, you can also put a shuriken down your throat. And don't forget to share it on your stories. Take your pictures. But don't do it just because you think that we're freaks. Or you think that I'm a freak. Because Raphael ain't no freak. Raphael is the rebel, baby. Let's get to the review. So, your rebel Raphael will be giving you his review, or at least reading the review that was written by Sterling Still, my guy, about the 2014 reboot of Us, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, the synopsis goes as follows. Follow along with me now. Spawned from a lab experiment gone awry, teenage terrapins Leonardo, Michaelangelo, Donatello, and me, Raphael, live in the sewers beneath New York. Although their rodent sensei Splinter, they remembered his name, advises against showing themselves above ground. The justice-loving, pizza-eating brothers can't stand idly by while the evil Shredder and his minions of the Foot Clan terrorized New York City. With the help from intrepid reporter April O'Neil, played by the hot Megan Fox, and her cameraman, Vernon, played by Will Arnett, the Turtles set out to save New York. Now, I will say this. Michael Bay's take on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles feels fresh and awesome, but not as flavorful as the classic movies in the 90s. The story feels more like a traditional vigilante type of comic book film rather than its own original thing about goofy turtles who fight like ninjas. Well, as long as it makes me look cooler, that's all I care about. There are a lot of things that I like about the story that make it more enjoyable than the original films. Although the reboot has few changes to the Turtles' mythology that makes it justifiable for the story, such as the tone of the film. The tone, let me tell you something. The tone of the film, the first entry in the Michael Bay reboot, is darker than how us turtles are usually portrayed in cartoons and films and TVs and other forms of media. And I think this is because that the threat that is posed here feels more like a terrorist organization rather than another straight up fictional ninja clan. Like I said, as long as it makes us look cooler as a whole, that's all Raphael cares about. Therefore, the turtles would be dealt with in a darker manner. I prefer to be darker, that's who I am anyway. I mean, literally, I am a darker shade than the rest of my brothers. Of course, the origin story sticks in there with a more sophisticated development into how they become ninjas and what it takes for each of the ninjas to become. Now, here's my take on the characters in the review that he read. He wrote, it's very wordy, so stick with me, will you? I really appreciated how the older films, because my brothers, Leonardo, my other three brothers, I'm Raph. What am I saying? Leo, Mikey, and Donnie approached me and told me about these 1990s films. And I really appreciated how the older films with the Jim Henson animatronics had us looking exactly the way we do in the 80s tones. However, Michael Bay's reboot of the Ninja Turtles gave us a huge makeover. Each of us turtles are over 6 feet tall. We all have our own gear. I'm saying Leonardo's got a bamboo breastplate. I've got a do-rag. Michelangelo's got slides. And Donnie has got a goofy proton pack on his shell. Our weapons are more dangerous on camera than they were back in the day. But those faces are sometimes hard to look at. If you don't believe me, just look at Michaelangelo. The personalities in each of us turtles are more visible and more kinetic than ever. Leonardo doesn't really speak any wisdom, but he always makes sure that we all stick together to whatever plan he has. Donatello is practically more geared up than Elvis Presley, having every gadget and gizmo you can think of. Michelangelo is pretty much our hype man on the team. And I, Raphael, am looking stronger than ever. Not to mention Sensei Splinter is more wise and more convincing martial artist than the other movies present him as some laid-back grandfather rat. This goes to show how much attention to detail that these filmmakers put into designing us. Now, for as hot as Megan Fox is in general, she brings a lot of capability and dedication to her role. I love how the director chose to implement a personal connection between us and April, with each of us being her pets and her naming us based off of the Renaissance artists. And I love and I really respect this change because it helps me and our girl feel closer than before. She does everything she can to uncover these Foot Clan incidents before she runs into us. Speaking of which, I was told by my other three brothers how Shredder and the Foot Clan of the previous franchise were not really interesting and intimidating. They all look like stage play actors with props and wooden pieces on their shoulders. But lucky for us, this version of Shredder looks more like a transformer who has pocket knives on his pocket knives. And William Fichtner's character, Eric Stacks, is nothing more than another corporate douchebag who wants to release a toxin only so he can get rich. A selfish piece of trash. Rotten Tomatoes gives the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise reboot a 21% score. Really? Well, screw you, critics. Now, again I say, Michael Bay's version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is more awesome than we could have ever guessed. But the exotic nature of the reboot does not get in the way of helping the film to be straightforward with its story, fun action, and great humor. So I, Raphael, will give this movie 7.7 SOs out of 10. So that is my review on the first Michael Bay Turtles film. I'm very excited for me and my other brothers to pretty much have a table talk where, we're all here together, giving different sides or different opinions on the different aspects of the next film. So me and my brothers will see you guys next Wednesday, and have a good night. Now go away. I'm going to listen to my tunes.